Hello, thanks for checking out What's Up at Fun Factory Hobbies. This is for the week ending Saturday, June 17th, 2023. We're recording this about 12:30 on the 17th, so there you go. Got a bunch of new stuff this week, so let's get into our loot drop, shall we? Thanks, guys, or gals, I guess. I really appreciate that line. That's really cool. Yeah, so new stuff. First, we have a new issue of White Dwarf, issue 489. Lots of good Games Workshop-y stuff. Of course, yesterday was the release, well, I guess technically pre-release, but because we're a pre-release store, that means full release for us, of the Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond, The Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. Whew, that's a mouthful. So we've got bundles, we've got Commander decks, we've got set boosters, we've got draft boosters, we've got jumpstart boosters, we've got pre-release packs, and we've got pre-release tournaments still going on today. More on that in a minute. Other new stuff. We have Hellboy, the role-playing game core book. This is a 5e compatible game published by Mantic. Roleplay in the world of Hellboy. In 1944, the forces of Project Ragnarok unleashed the apocalypse in the form of a small demonic child. Rescued by the Allies, this being, later dubbed Hellboy, was instrumental in thwarting all manner of occult threats for the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, the BPRD. Whether Fae, demon, dragon, or deity, Hellboy approaches each challenge as just another day on the job. But this isn't his story, it's yours. Hellboy the RPG invites you to craft unique agents with which to take the battle to the occult, whether built in line with the many and varied characters of the Mignolaverse or forged from your own fevered imaginings. This is your chance to bump back. And, Game Masters, we've got your back too. With occult foes, artifacts, and full write-up of Hellboy's classic enemies, you'll be able to take your players through a variety of case files, whether classic Hellboy stories or modern retellings of myths from around the world. Based on the 5th edition rule set, Hellboy the RPG is a complete and standalone game built to mirror the experience of the Hellboy comics. This 240-page core rulebook provides options to join the BPRD in its never-ending war against the occult, play as memorable Hellboy characters, or build your own agents from a variety of origins and specialties. Take part in settings ranging from 1890 to the classic Hellboy timeline, take on Nazi occultists and punch them in the face. And really, who doesn't want to punch Nazis in the face? From Renegade Game Studios, the Transformers deck building game War on Cybertron expansion for 1 to 4 players. Till all are one, the war on Cybertron has raged for millennia. Autobots and Decepticons clash with the Blaster and Robotic Fists to determine the fate of their home world. As their battle reaches its climax, one shall stand, one shall fall. Will you answer the call to war? In this deck-building game, you will take on the role of a soldier for one of the warring factions, Autobots or Decepticons. Traverse the ruins of the battlefield and convert between your different modes to gain allies, complete missions, command cities, and acquire technology to battle your enemies. The War on Cybertron is a standalone game and expansion that can be combined with the core set or any additional expansions. Engage your adversaries in 3 different modes of play: team versus team, cooperative, or go it alone as a solitary soldier against all odds. Also from Renegade, the Field Guide to Action and Adventure for the Essence 20 role-playing system. This is a crossover sourcebook that works with the G.I. Joe role-playing game, the Power Rangers role-playing game, and the Transformers role-playing game. And theoretically, the My Little Pony role-playing game also uses Essence 20. But, I mean, seriously, it's a pretty different world, so hey, you do you. Welcome to the Ultimate Crossover, a source book for, as I mentioned, those 3 role-playing games. The Field Guide to Action and Adventure provides advice for all 3 games individually, plus options for combining characters or threats in an epic crossover adventure. Inside this book, you'll find new character options, plus ways to combine character options from different games. Advice for running action and adventure games in the Essence 20 role-playing system. Rules for creating custom threats to menace your heroes. An example crossover scenario Memories and Salvation. For the Pathfinder role-playing game for Savage Worlds, we tracked down one of the books that we couldn't find last week, The Companion. Golarion is a vast, and in every nation of the Inner Sea region, adventure waits around every corner. The Pathfinders discover danger, intrigue, and mystery at every turn, with warring kingdoms, evil wizards hatching vile plots, and brutal monsters hell-bent on looting and pillaging. There's never a shortage of work for the brave and the bold. Pathfinder for Savage Worlds Companion contains 128 pages of useful information for players and GMs, including details and background information about Golarion, new character options, fiendish evil organizations, and more. Requires Pathfinder for Savage Worlds core rules to play, and we have those in stock. Unless Tammy sold the last copy and I didn't know it. For the Root role-playing game, we also tracked down the GM screen and campaign notepads, which we haven't been able to find in stock before. Accessory pack includes a trifold GM screen featuring tools, tables, and information for running the game, alongside 2 custom notepads for tracking your campaign. A new line for us. A customer had asked us to bring in some Rubicon models, so these are technically not game pieces, but he's using the ones he bought for games. Here we have an example. This is a 1/56th scale plastic kit of a Bell UH-1D Huey helicopter from the Vietnam War era. Again, it's a model kit, but it's the same scale as most 28mm miniatures. Comes with a decal sheet. Fun stuff. Yes, I know we exactly needed another new line. All right, from the OP, the OP, licensed by Hasbro. Hello Kitty and Friends Yahtzee. So features custom graphic dice, and the Hello Kitty head is your dice cup. Of course, you have already seen that we've got a bunch of Yahtzees here, along with Monopoly and Clue, and a whole bunch of other good stuff. All right, so from Cool Mini or Not, somehow I missed this Kickstarter, but now we have in stock Zombicide Undead or Alive. So this is a Western-themed Zombicide. The zombies came from nowhere and destroyed the world we used to know. A few brave people united and took up arms against the infected horde. These survivors roamed the country looking for supplies, payback, and fun at the zombies' expenses. You are survivors. The past is gone. Choose your fate. Now is the time for challenge, danger, freedom, and friendship. Zombicide Undead or Alive is a cooperative game for 1 to 6 players, ages 14 and up. Lots of minis, game tiles, wooden dice. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Or at least they look wooden. I haven't actually opened one to find out. For an expansion pack for Zombicide Dead or Alive, Running Wild. An expansion. We were traveling far away from civilization, running after fame and glory when the zombies attacked. Upon return, we discovered our world had changed in the worst way, and the horses had been among the first victims. We chose to stand and fight beside the other survivors. Now we have a sacred duty, protecting the last trained horses. As long as horses are alive, the Western spirit will live on. More new minis and accessories. This is an expansion, not standalone. But, I mean, you kind of figured it out since we already talked about the core game. Also, for Zombicide, Undead or Alive, Gears and Guns, a campaign expansion. We live in the world of tomorrow. This is the age of steam. Steam carries us to those promising lands, protects us against all perils, and heralds a new dawn for civilization. And yet, rumors talk about frontier towns being erased from the map, of people going mad and hurling themselves into murderous rages. Is it some kind of exotic illness? Who knows, and honestly, who cares? You cannot stop progress. Full steam ahead in the name of science. More minis. more dice, more other stuff. Gears and Guns features an alternate setting for Zombicide Undead or Alive in a world powered by Steam. The new survivors and equipment they have featured new full Steam rules, unleashing tremendous power against zombies at the risk of getting depleted. Discover the new Engineer Survivor class and get your hands on cutting-edge inventions, giving your survivors the advantage against the undead. This box also contains new tiles with dangerous steam machines and new campaigns rules to earn new skills and keep your precious equipment from a game to the next. Explore the retro-futuristic city of Bolton's Reach along the 10-mission campaign and be careful of this new era's abomination, the Steam Monster. This is an expansion. You will need the Zombicide Undead or Alive core box to enjoy this expansion. Also from Cool Mini or Not, Zombicide Dark Side. This is an expansion for Zombicide Invader, the space-themed Zombicide. Big box. Is an age of space travel and discoveries. Humanity is ready to reach new frontiers thanks to Xenium, a breakthrough fuel allowing spaceships to go farther and faster. Something, however, went wrong. PKL-7, the Stoll extraction point for Xenium, has been invaded. The Xenos and alien species have turned mad and attacked everyone on sight. They got infected and turned into zombie-killing machines. We are the Green Squad, a unit of elite soldiers trapped in the Xenium mines of PKL-7. The Xeno horde is coming from the deep, eager to reach the surface and destroy everything in its path. We are few, but determined to stop them at any cost. It is time for Zombicide Dark Side. Again, lots of cool minis, map tiles and stuff. It's a cooperative game for 1 to 6 players. Play together against the game as survivors of a subterranean alien invasion. The terrifying Xenos are played by the game itself, using simple rules and a deck of cards. Find weapons, eliminate Xenos, and gain experience to upgrade your survivor skills. The more Xenos kill, the more of them are coming. Play 10 missions on 10 different maps, made with the including modular map tiles, or create your own. It is a standalone game. It is fully compatible with Zombicide Invader and all expansions from the sci-fi Zombicide range. Okay, now for something completely different. From Next Move Games and Asmodee, Azul Mini. We've already got a whole bunch of Azul. Welcome back to the Royal Palace of Evora. After more than 2 million copies sold, Azul is back in a mini format. With this new edition, you can now play this classic anywhere you want. How about that? Speaking of mini things, we have Rivals for Catan, a 2-player card game. As many of you are familiar, Catan is a board game. Rivals for Catan puts you in charge of one of the 2 factions developing newly settled Catan. Use your unique card mix to create your own principality, explore and settle new lands, acquire resources through card play and the luck of the dice, use gold, resource combinations, and trade to develop your domain. Expand your settlements and cities, recruit heroes, and defend your lands through politics, invention, and intrigue. Use your cunning, become Prince of Catan. Rivals for Catan is the perfect way for 2 players to settle and develop the ever-mysterious and fantastic land of Catan. Never the same, this casual card game is perfect for couples, family, or any pair of friends who want to explore Catan. So, a 2-player Catan experience. Plays faster than the board game also. Struggle for Catan, the multiplayer card game. The fast-paced Catan card game for 2 to 4 players. Manage your resources to build roads, settlements, cities, and more. Although your kingdom and its buildings remain yours, valuable roads and knights can be taken from you by your opponents. Expand your cities to earn more victory points and create powerful special advantages. As in Catan, the board game, you win by being the first to earn 10 victory points. The struggle for Catan is the perfect way to swiftly and casually explore and settle, trade, and build on the beautiful island of Catan. And it's considerably less expensive, too. So if you're looking for a faster, but yet Catan experience, struggle for Catan. Also from Asmodee and Cool Mini, Stranger Things, Upside Down, the board game. Featuring, of course, the Netflix show. Young Will Byers disappears one evening while riding his bike back home from a long RPG session. This frightening event becomes the first of many to befall the small Midwestern town. Based on the first 2 seasons of the highly acclaimed Netflix series, Stranger Things Upside Down is a cooperative game in which players take on the role of the protagonists of the series, trying to stop terrifying supernatural forces and save Will from the horrors of the Upside Down. With different sets of cards and a board for each season, players navigate the city of Hawkins, gather items and allies, escape a secret government agency, fight the horrors invading from the Upside Down, and, along the way, prove that nothing is stronger than friendship. Again, it's cool mini or not, so there's lots of cool minis. From Hobbies, kid-friendly games. This particular one is aimed for 2 years and up. My very first game's Hungry as a Bear. This game encourages fine motor skills, memory, and developing language skills. The little bear is starving. No problem, as a plate with different servings has already been prepared. But which are the servings the little bear can be fed? The die will tell. Who wants to help feed the little bear? Various games for 1 to 3 players, age 2+, which use a spoon to feed the bear. Includes Little Hungry Bear to Feed. And it's Hobbies, so the components are going to be high quality, good stuff, and safe for your kids to use. All right, a couple weeks ago we got volumes 1 and 2, but here we have from Mantic, Terrain Crate Dungeon Adventures Volume 3, Beware the Green Rage. The adventure in it is 5th edition compatible, as you can see there. This pack contains an exciting adventure to add to your fantasy role-playing campaign. Compatible with 5th edition of the world's most popular role-playing game, the players must investigate a dark and dismal mine. Local rangers have determined that it is a secret camp for Var Rock, a powerful user of cruel orc magic. A 2-sided adventure mat, plastic scenery, and a thrilling adventure in 3 acts await those that are dare to explore the dark passageways and hunt the green menace. And Terrain Crate Dungeon Adventures Volume 4, Curse of the Vampire. This pack contains an exciting adventure, blah, 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 blah. The players must discover the fate of Lady Trin, a local noble who has been behaving erratically of late. A 2-sided adventure mat, plastic scenery, and a thrilling adventure in 2 acts await those that dare explore the dusty rooms of the lady's house, from which only one of the last band of adventurers managed to escape. Again, 5th edition goodiness. Back to Atomic Mass Games, which is, of course, owned by Asmodee. We have Rogue Class Starfighters. And since I'm rewatching the Clone Wars cartoons, not as we speak, but at this time, those are in there. And Clone Z95 Headhunters. Again, that's going to be Clone Wars era, because, you know, it says Clone right on it. And then for original Rebellion era, we have the Galactic Empire Squadron Starter Pack, featuring 2 TIE Fighters, a TIE Bomber, and a TIE Advanced, like Vader's. And the Rebel Alliance Squadron Starter Pack, featuring an X-Wing, a Y-Wing, and 2 A-Wings. Of course, there's tokens and dice and all that good stuff in there, too. Damage counter deck. All that good stuff. And last but not least, from Slugfest Games, the Red Dragon Inn Volume 6, Villains. We might have had this one in before. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to go over it anyway, because why not? You spent all day dealing with meddlesome adventurers, slaying your monsters, and taking your stuff. Now, it's high time you kicked back for an evening at the Black Dragon Depths, the Undercity's counterpart to the Red Dragon Inn. And when you know it, your wicked Arc colleagues have had the same idea. Drink, gamble, and roughhouse with your frenemies. Just remember to keep an eye on your gold, because your table mates will be trying to take it from you. And if you run out, you'll be spending the night wandering the dungeon. Oh, and try not to get too beaten up or drunk, because these cutthroats won't hesitate to keep the party going without you, after looting your body for gold, of course. Volume 7, the Tavern Crew. Serving up drinks and hospitality to the hardy adventurers of Greyport is an exciting, often difficult, and always thirsty task. The wench finally joins the party at the Red Dragon Inn, and she's bringing the rest of the Tavern Crew with her. Now the staff can kick back with a mug of ale, a fist of dice, and pouches lined with adventurers' gold. Drink, gamble, and roughhouse with your friends, but don't forget to keep an eye on your gold. If you run out, you're going to be on a dish duty for the rest of the night. Oh, and try not to get too beaten up or too drunk. If you black out, your coworkers will divvy up all your gold as tips before continuing the party without you. The last conscious staff member with gold wins the game. And, as if that wasn't enough, Red Dragon Inn Volume 8, Pub Crawl! The adventure is over, but the party is just getting started. Survive a wild night at the tavern where you'll roughhouse with your friends, have a few drinks, and try not to pass out or go broke. The last player standing wins. But what happens when you're getting a little bored with the same old drinks, the same old gambling, and the same old atmosphere? You go on a pub crawl. 5 new characters, boss battle, pub crawl. Yeah. I know we've got some Red Dragon Inn fans, so that's for you, friends. On to organized play and other such stuff. As I mentioned earlier, today we have, this being Saturday, June 17th, we have a pre-release for the Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth, Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond set at 6 p.m. Before that, we have our Pokemon League at 2 p.m. Next week, we will be closed on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the June 21st, 2nd, 23rd, 24th, because Origins. I originally had mentioned that we would be also closed on Tuesday. However, I was misinformed. The game day trade day part for us store owners is exclusively on Wednesday this year. So we will be here Monday the 19th and Tuesday the 20th. So if you want to spend some money next week, come in and do it on Monday or Tuesday, because we won't be here the rest of the week. We will return as normal to our normal business hours on Monday, June 26th. So next Friday, obviously, there will be no Friday Night Magic, because we will be closed. And again, next Saturday, the 24th, there will be no Pokemon League, again, closed. So Friday the 30th, back to Casual Commander, our standard. Saturday the 1st of July, Pokemon League at 2, and Bright Stored Session 1 for our role players. I know we've got a couple of people who did not show up to Session 0 who are interested in participating in that. Come and talk to Keith, and we'll see if we can get you up to speed so that you can join Session 1 on Saturday, July 1st. I've got all of July and most of August up on our Facebook events page, so facebook.com/funfactoryhobbies, no spaces, /events. That's going to be Pokemon League every Saturday at 2, Friday Night Magic at 6. We will be scheduling our July Pokemon League Challenge Tournament. We had penciled it in for the 22nd. It's not officially scheduled yet, but that's the plan anyway. Friday the 7th and Friday the 21st, we have special Lord of the Rings themed events. One of them is the Magic Lord of the Rings Celebration, which is going to use Jumpstart packs. And one of them is Commander Party. In August, we have a Commander Masters Draft, and other good stuff. That's what's up. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next time.